Hi, I'm back with a review and a kitty cat that doesn't want to be held. Ew. I haven't worn this shirt in a long time and I only wear it to bed, so I thought I might as well wear it. Look what it can do. Look at this. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna rip my earrings out if I do it weird. Haha! And... haha! I'm a rogue now. Stabby stabby. Anywho, I'm here with another review. It is book 6 in the Earthborn saga by Stephen Bissett, and it's The Guardians of Fate. Also, my hair is wet. Ignore it. Kind of liked it for the look, so I was like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah. Let me read the summary while I get my hood up. All I'm gonna be doing is playing with this, so I apologize ahead of time. If it looks dorky, I don't care. Darkness threatens. Has the end of days arrived? The galaxy breathes a sigh of relief with the Devourer's demise, only to recoil in terror at the return of Khelmatoth. Yeah, I said that right the first try. Banished eons ago, this dark god and his legion of nightmarish followers threatened to extinguish the newfound hope of humanity. As mighty Sentinel falls prey to Khelmatoth's wrath, the Empire scrambles to defend Earth against an invincible foe. The last bastion of hope lies in awakening the giants of lore, dormant since the dawn of time. For eons, Khelmatoth's return has been foretold, his dark servants lying in wait. Now, as Sentinel narrowly escapes annihilation, humanity forces an existential threat unlike any before. As worlds fall and darkness encroaches, the hope of billions rests on awakening ancient guardians, slumbering giants of creation. Guided by a mysterious force, the race against time begins to forge an alliance capable of confronting Khelmatoth's might. With Earth in the balance, advanced technology and ancient powers collide, challenging the very essence of reality. So I've mentioned this in other ones. This is a big book series, as in thick books. Thick. I think this one's the thickest. Actually, let me see. If I go to Goodreads and I go to my books and I go to year in books, reading stats. Oh, okay. The longest was Crusade of Vengeance, and that is the longest book I've read so far, aside from this bad bad boy that I'm 33% of the way through according to Goodreads. But I'll have a video on that later. But these books reach 600 pages and over, actually. The next book, book 7, which I do have in my Kindle, is locked and loaded, and it is actually, I think, the shortest book in the whole series. Let me double check that, because I'm just curious. You probably don't care, but I do. Okay, I know the first book was the shortest of all the ones I've read recently. Let's check the last one. So the first book, 479 pages. This last book, book 7, 402 pages. It is the shortest book of them all. My Kindle says it should take me 5 hours to get through, so we'll see. Anyway, back to the book. I'll bring up my notes, because a lot happens in these. Let's go character by character, because as I've figured out, it's easier to do that with this series. Yeah, that was the end of the sentence. Let's start with Lily, because that's where we begin. Lily and Welter's group get attacked by Fosath, and Welter defeats the Fosath, goes to talk to Melsek, which is the guy that they captured that attacked them. At first it was a Kolprakian, and his mind's kind of long gone. He is addicted to one of the artifacts, I was gonna say talisman, artifacts that they wear that increases, I think, specifically, I know that the Kolprakian leader before was hooked on one and it was to increase his talents, but it would make him like super aggressive, like steroids or something, you know? This one's kind of the same way. And this is kind of how Welter finds out there might be a Fosath to help Lily. They infiltrate Melsek's hideout and him and his group's hideout, and they find a new little alien creature that is called a Grath. He is kind of obsessed with the Kolprakian artifacts and technology, so much so that it's pretty much like he worships it. He's cute in my head. I doubt I'm imagining him right, but he's really cute in my head. Oh, also the Devourers are destroyed, or the Devourer is destroyed. Okay, also, excuse me, the very end of the last book, Khelmatoth appears. This is what he looks like in my head, okay? Picture, I feel like this is like everywhere. Picture a mind flayer. Now sever its head and take the head and make it enormous. Like elder brain size, man. And bigger, like double elder brain, maybe triple. Huge. That's what it looks like in my head. Anyway, Welter and Lily, they do find the rogue Fosath that they were going to be looking for. They actually find a few rogue Fosaths, but the main one is, what's his name? I forget his name. I guess I didn't write it down. Welter finds this Fosath and he's able to help Lily. They also are able to take him back to the planet and help Remus, and Karnan. But Karnan's just kind of, it's 50-50 shot and it'll just prolong him a little bit. So he has to decide on it, and he does. So he's passed out right now. I don't know if he's okay. So I guess I'll find out in the next book. Basically, Lily is healed, but he can't undo all the damage that's already been done. So he's just kind of extended her life. Oh yeah. Whenever Khelmatoth came out of the, wherever the frick he was, it kind of severed him from the Dark Realm, if I remember correctly. And the Dark Realm is now working to build up oracles and fighters to fight this Khelmatoth. And Hunt is now fully melded with the Dark Realm. He feels a lot stronger than before. Hunt is also told by the Dark Realm to train Gyrnus, who was the former leader of the Black Fangs. Wells is now in charge of Black Fangs under the guise that he is Gyrnus. Gyrnus just have a little bit of the Dark Realm's powers, but it's cheap parlor tricks, and he wants to be more, and he gets increasingly frustrated with his lack of ability to do anything. Krancis ends up taking matters into his own hands and kind of breaks him. Krancis also hates his guts, so yeah. Kreshy, I couldn't remember for the last video, but Kreshy is what the little shadow monsters that they come across in, like, Bessemer comes across in the pyramids, and they kind of come across throughout the rest of the book as they try to travel to different places to awaken these guardians of light, I guess, whatever. And there are 6 of them? Anyway, they're able to get all these giants on their side, basically. I feel like I'm picturing them wrong too, but they look cool in my head. They fight a bunch of Kreshy, they get these guardians on their side to be able to fight Khelmatoth. The last one is super reluctant, and it takes a lot of convincing to get him on their side. They eventually do. Also, we learn a little bit more about Krancis and how he's played into Hunt's life over the years. Krancis is actually like over 100 years old, apparently, for some reason. And we also get to see a little bit of his abilities and his powers, which is really cool to see because I'm super interested in Krancis and I really want to see what the crud is up with that. So, Welter and the Fosath go off on their own little mission to see if these two people that claim to have bred the Koprakians into the way they are and how they look now, to see if they are telling the truth about there being 3 healing chambers on this planet, in this safe haven or safe house that they had left or created for the Koprakians. And they get there and it is filled with these spiders from the first book, which is I loved seeing again. They fight them and whatnot, and they do find this little dude, this little Koprakian dude with a huge head and tiny body. Like, think Sheen from Jimmy Neutron, whenever his brain just swells. Like, that's what it looks like in my head. But also, I picture Koprakians to look like, I'm picturing it, Lae'zel from Baldur's Gate. Why can't I think of it? Lae'zel. Githyanki. Oh my gosh. I know what a Githyanki is. I don't know what. Anyway, that's how I picture them. I don't think that's right, but that's how I picture them, because I kind of like picturing him as Githyanki's. Anyway, little dude, big head. He has a lot of backstory, and I really appreciate it, and I feel really bad for him, but also I like understand, but also I'm like, dude, cold-blooded. I also had the thought. So, the Fosaths. I know, this little review is like everywhere. The Fosaths are light aligned, right? Now hear me out. I think it was mentioned somewhere, or I know Hunt had a thought about Fosath being dark aligned, and I had this weird thought. It's probably not actually a thing at all, but I have the sneaking suspicion Krancis is a dark aligned Fosath. It's totally wrong. I'm totally incorrect, because even Wells has said that he's human, he thinks, so. But that's such a wild theory. I think it'd be so interesting. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. I don't know when I'm ever gonna figure that out or see what he actually is, but I'm super excited because Krancis is super interesting to me. So now that I've got all that out of the way and I've spent like 15 minutes telling you everything about the story, I love this book. It's basically gathering forces for a bigger fight, and I commend Bissett for doing stuff like this where it's like you're getting ready for something and normally you're like, oh my gosh, hurry up. Like, this one is very much, it keeps you engaged, it keeps you thinking, and it has your mind going at all times. These stories of these characters are so entertaining, and I Love the dialogue between them. I absolutely am enjoying this book series. I gotta keep, that's all I say for the series. This is probably, it's gonna be up there with in my favorite book series. I had to stop myself the other day from buying the second book, but I'll get it soon. I'm gonna have all of these in paperback, and they're gonna have their own little row, unless there's more than a lot of them, then they're gonna have a few rows. One day I'm just gonna have a wall filled with bookshelves. I'm gonna have my own library. And you know they're gonna have their own shelf. Everything's gonna be in alphabetical order, as in like the Dewey Decimal System. That's how it's gonna be. I'm getting off track. I love this book series. I really liked this book as well. I'm trying to rank them in my head. I can't really rank them. They all just kind of blend together for me, which is really cool. Except for whenever I have to do this and I'm like, okay, where did this book start and where did it end? Because there's so many moving pieces, and Bissett does it so well. I struggle to have that many moving pieces. I'm getting better as I learn to DM for D&D, but my goodness, I highly commend. I still want to see his notes for all of these, because that'd be really, really cool to see, because I'm a nerd and I'm also a writer, and I would love to see his thought process, and maybe I can mimic it. Except the thing would be, as I bet the notes would have all spoilers, so I don't want spoilers because I don't like spoilers. But yeah, I'm loving this book series. Really enjoyed it. If this sounds like something you want to watch, something you want to read, and you sound interested, it's okay. All right, I'm done talking now. If this sounds like something you're interested in, link is in the description below, and so is the description. I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. That's all I got. Bye.